I wanted to record an intro for this video, but the rooster is really going for it again. So excuse the background noise. I wanted to give you a little bit of a tour today. A tiny house tour, a property tour, because it has been requested a lot. So that's what I'm going to do today. Most of the times you see me work outside. And I show little bits of my life. Inside also I show you a little bit of my tiny house. But most of the times I work outside. Hey! But yeah, I'm going to show you how I live today. For you guys that don't know, I'm Nikki. I'm 29 years old right now. And I live in a tiny house on a homestead. You can see a little bit of the fields behind me. Here it's still very wet. That's why the horses are in the back, because the ground is dry there. We have some animals here. My tiny house is on family's property, so I don't own the property. I wish I could, but no, I cannot afford this. So at the far end of the property, that's where my tiny house is at, and that's also where my brother has a tiny house. In the front of the property, my mother lives with my stepdad, and also my grandmother lives on the property. She has a very small house somewhere in between where my brother and I live and my mother lives. We have 2 large ponds, we have some fields, we have some animals. So I will show you everything a little bit today. Oh, get my hair in the wind. So I've lived here for, I think it's been 5 years now. So I grew up in the countryside, but we moved here 5 years ago, and I have lived in my tiny house since then. And yeah, I really like it. I like being outside, I like spending time in nature with the animals. I like doing a little bit of farm work. So yeah, that's what I'm going to show you today. Of course I will clean up first, because it's a mess outside. It's yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I need to clean up before I show you everything. And I'm going to start with removing this mess over here. There's some hay bales over there that I'm going to move behind those trees there. And then I will show you the animals, I will show you the inside of my house. I will take you to the pig's pen that's at the other end of the property. I will show you at the end of the video some of my favorite places to spend some time on the inside. And I will let you know how I live in a tiny house, what things you need to keep in mind when living in a tiny house or a cottage, because my tiny house is not your basic tiny house. It's basically just a wooden cottage. So I will show you the inside, I will show you some of the outside, tell you what I've done to the place, and show you the property. So I'm going to take you along and show you the things I enjoy about it, things I might not like as much, but I can say to you it's not many things I don't like. So yeah, I'll take you guys along. I want to show you something funny. I have an old small animal cage here. We use this to keep the small chicks in, but Milky just loves to go in there and drink the dirty water. Hey, it's the first animal in the video, Milky? Most of the times in my videos, Milky makes an appearance. Milky is one of the cats that we raised by bottle feeding her since she was 1 day old. We have a lot of cats roaming the property. Milky is one that was born here because her mother, she had, if I remember correctly, she had 11 kittens or 12. I think it was 10 or 11 kittens. And she wasn't able to raise them all. So from day one you could see she wasn't able to manage. Her mother actually lived on the property before we did, so she was already here. The cats live outdoors mostly, but Milky, and there's another one. Oh, Milky's going there. There are 2 cats right here, and they live inside with my brother most of the time. But of course they just roam outside most of the time, but in the night time they sleep in my brother's tiny house. I have 2 cats as well, but they have an outside enclosure because they are not great at being cats. They cannot climb trees, and the rest of the cats are a little bit more hardy, so they will chase them away. But yeah, Milky was the first animal. We have cats, we have chickens, we have horses, you can see in the background over there. But I will show you every animal on its own, with its own enclosure later in this video, as well as I will show you the inside of my house. But I will start by removing a little bit of the mess over there so it looks a bit more nice. But this is a realistic view of it, because when you live on a property like this, I can make it all beautiful on Instagram and on YouTube, but the reality is most of the times it's a little bit messy, especially with animals around. So yeah, try to keep it as realistic as I can while also cleaning a little bit, so it's nice for you guys to look at. I moved the hay bales out of the way. I'm a little bit in the trees right now, but this is a spot where we don't walk very often and there are no horses here, so they are safe here and they are not so ugly in the way. So this is an end of the property I don't show very often. This is a field we use only in summertime, because the type of horses I have don't do well on much grass. So I'm very careful with putting them on grassland. You can see this is the part where they're always at. Coco is over here, Oreo is over there, and Bounty is over there scratching her head. So I have 3 horses, actually just 2 mini ponies and 1 Irish cob horse, also known as a gypsy venner. I want to show you something, I don't know if you can see it, but over there is Klaas. Klaas is one of our chickens that is extremely old. The chickens you see sometimes in the videos, the other chickens we hatched, they are, oh, it's still very muddy here. They are young, 1 year olds, they just start laying, and Klaas, I believe, is 10 years old now, so she's pretty old. So this is Summerfield. That part is where the horses are at now, mostly in winter time. Then they have the horse pasture with a small shed to protect them from the weather. And then we have extra part with trees here. In summertime this is beautiful. Now not as much because all the storms. There are some big branches over here, some mess because of all the storms we had. And over there on that tree, I think right over there, is the trail cam. So I'm going to grab the trail cam. It's been up there for I think 2 or 3 weeks now. And I will look at the footage. Oh, excuse me for the wind. I will stay here for a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to check the footage later when I film the inside part. Today is mostly focused on the outside of the property. If you don't like it, feel free to skip to the inside tour of the tiny house. But I thought I'd show a little bit of the property as well, because this is a part where I don't walk around very often. In summertime it's amazing here. It's very beautiful when those trees are green, and it's a beautiful spot, but we don't use it as often because over here it's just fields and fields. It all looks a bit the same, of course. And I will excuse myself for the wind again. And then I'm over here. This field is my neighbor's field. There are some sheep and cows there. They are on the inside right now because the sheep are locked up for safety because of the wolf, and also because the lambs are getting born right now. It's that season, so for safety purposes they are all on the inside. This beautiful spot over here is very nice in summertime, not as much as in wintertime. Looks a bit ugly now, but it will be beautiful in the summer. And this is actually the far end of the property, so my tiny house is in front of me. This also very beautiful in summertime. You can see my tiny house, Dylan's tiny house over there. Let me walk a little bit more. I will show you the pigs later, but that's at the far end of the property. It takes a few minutes to get over there, so I'll show it later. I don't show the walking over there because it's quite boring and I don't really have anything more to say to you guys. I don't want to bore you with everything. But yeah, this in summertime, I think that behind there, the pond, is the most beautiful part over here. And horses there, small horse stable here, tiny house here. So yeah, I'll show the pigs later. And now you have a little bit of a feeling, hopefully, for the layout of the property. And I will enter the garden. So let me close the fence a little bit. You can see fence, this pole broke down, so I'm going to fix it later. Now I'm on my front porch again. Let's see if I can find Senno, my dog. Hey buddy. Hey. Always need to check where he's at. Zenny is my dog. He lives inside my home when I'm not home. He's with my brother and he enjoys being outside very much, but he is quite old. You can see him enjoying the sunshine. Hey buddy. But he needs the fence around the garden for safety because he's 15 years old now, and sometimes he forgets that I'm around and he tends to go look for me, walk away, get lost. So that's not great. So I keep him inside the garden fence for his own safety, and so I don't lose him because I love him very much. He's my best friend. Hey buddy. And he always loves the first nice days after winter time because he can spend some time outside. Hey. But yeah, he's an old boy. He's a Labrador mix. Hey poop. And he's very nice, but you can see he's getting quite old. But 15 years old now, so yeah, not too bad. I think he's still doing great. Zenny, he loves to play with the plants. His hearing is not great anymore, so he's almost deaf right now. His eyes are getting worse, but he can still see. You can see some bumps on his body over here, but hey, but that's fine. The vet checked him out recently and he's still quite healthy for his age. No big problems, but you never know, of course. But yeah, he's doing great. So this is my dog. Then you can see Bounty over there. She can walk up to the porch if she likes. So she's always very close to my home. So I love to spend time on the porch. I think this is one of my favorite spots in summertime. Because when you live in a tiny house, it's just a very small space. And it's nice to be outside, especially in nature, if you have a nice spot like I think I do. And I can watch the horses here. I can enjoy the time with Senno outside, with the other animals. Just enjoy some sunshine on your face. So yeah, I love this spot. I love the pond. But I think sitting on my porch and in the garden, I enjoy the most. Because look at this view. It's not as beautiful now. Hey Bounty. Because it's still very wet. You can see Bounty is on the patch where we put some mud control plates, so she's on top of the mud. It's better for their hooves. And the part over there, Oreo's eating there, Coco's somewhere over there. That's where it's dry, so they have some dry land to walk on, and I think in a week or two this will all be dry. I just need some sunshine. So yeah, this is my favorite spot, spending time outside. I love it, so I don't mind the small space if I have a lot of outdoor space with the animals, and this view is just amazing. But I need to treat this because it's starting to get a little bit green. Hey, Bounty. So yeah, I'm enjoying this very much. This is Bounty, the Irish cop I talked about. She is still very young. You can see chicken coop over there. You can see some chickens walking around. Milky over there. That's one of the bottle raised cats. Then you can see some chickens outside the coop because they get to explore a little bit. And over there is, I showed you a little bit before. In my previous video, one of them, you saw me building this for my cats. They live here, very close to my tiny house. Actually, it's attached to my tiny house. And I take them inside as well. So they're not outside the whole time, but most of the time, because I like to have animals spend their time outside. I think it's good for them. So I'm in the garden now, for you guys that lost a little bit. You can see still some storm mess over here, but I'm cleaning it up slowly but steady. Chickens over there, cat enclosure over here. I'm in the garden right now. It's also, you can see some equipment over there. That's my brother's tiny house. That's still a mess over here, but here's my tiny house. So we share this whole garden space. Going to make it beautiful for this year. Didn't get around to it because we have a lot to do here. But yeah, that's the layout of the property. The only thing I haven't showed you yet, hey Bounty, is the pig's pen. And that's because it's on the other end. So I will show you some of the pigs later. I'm at the other end of the property now, where the pigs are at. You can see one over here. Baby is enjoying her branches. And the other ones are over there. I can see a pig laying there. Guusje, pork! Guusje! Let's see if they come out of there. Guusie! Most of the times they react to my voice. Guusje! Hey! Hey, Guus! Offer porking! There they are. So yeah, this is the complete other end of the property. You can see their enclosure. They have quite a big area. They can use the pond to cool down. They have those small houses where they can go in. You can see the big barn over there. That's actually my neighbor's barn. So this property is next to that one. That's where my neighbors live. And yeah, this side of the property where my mother lives and the pigs are at is actually the closest to the road. So the far end where my brother and I have a tiny house, that's the complete other end from where I'm at now. And this one is quite close to the road. Still not really, but a little bit closer to the road, and the pigs are over here. So you can see this gate over here is actually closed off because sometimes we have the horses walking here, but there you can't see it now because it's too far away. That's where the pigs are at. So, in one of the storms we had this tree go down. We cut it up in pieces, but haven't cleaned it up yet. And then here is the big pond. You can see it's just fields over here. So yeah, there is where the horses are at. So over there, there is where my brother's tiny house is at. That's where I'm at. So it's quite a nice walk. So I thought it would be nice that I will tell you a little bit more about living here, how I ended up here, how I like living in a tiny house. And meanwhile, I will clean a little bit of my front porch because it is quite green. And I think I made this porch 3 years ago now, and I haven't done it since. So it is time. To clean some of this green algae stuff. Well, I try to explain you without being too boring how it is to live here and how I ended up here. So I've lived here for 5 years now. Oh, and I really like it. You guys could probably tell already, but yeah, I like it here. Quite hard to concentrate and talk. So I know there's a lot of people that think I've lived here my whole life, and I haven't. It's been 5 years now. I grew up in the countryside, similar village to where I live now. Small town village. Oh, you hear that quite annoying ticking sound? It's the electric fence, so let me turn it off for you. I'll take you guys with me so you can see. It's still a mess here. I'm going to clean it up now. But here, oh, almost dropped you. That's better. So yeah, I've lived here for 5 years now. I grew up in the countryside, very small village in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands you don't really have very rural or secluded areas anymore. It's just a small country with a lot of people. So it's not like you have very secluded spots anymore, but there are some places that are more secluded than others. Like where I live now. It's very close to bigger cities, but it's not like you can still see all the fields around me. There's not many people living here. So that's what I enjoy most about it. I love spending time in nature. That's possible here. But I haven't always just lived, well, I have lived always on the countryside, but I did go to university in Amsterdam. So that's something completely different. It's not like I grew up here and never spent time outside the village. I love to travel, and I went to university in Amsterdam, so I have some city life experience, a little bit, not much. But when I returned from university, my mother wanted to move out of the house I was born in, because she was together with my stepdad, and she lived in a house, and next to us lived my grandparents, and my grandfather died, so they wanted to sell the whole property as one, not as one, but at the same time. Wanted to look for somewhere else to live with my grandmother, and she basically asked me when I was still, I think I was still at university at that time. Yeah, I was in my last year, and she asked me and my brother if they moved, if we wanted to come with them, and both of us wanted, because we really love living in the countryside. Let me move this so I can continue. Yeah, we both really loved it. Hey Sunny. My brother was also still at that time at university in Amsterdam, but he also wanted to return to the countryside when he was done, so we did. We moved here, and straight away I think I bought this house before we moved even, so when we moved here we could put this in the spot where it is now, also my brother's tiny house, and I've lived here since. So that's how I ended up here. It's quite satisfying, this. I hope it works. We will see in 2 to 3 days. I think it should work. Hey guys, welcome to my tiny house. So I changed my clothes, so I'm clean at least. And now I'm going to show you around in my home. I tried to clean up a little bit, but let me close the door for a second. I tried to clean up a little bit, but yeah, of course I live here, and I live in between the trees with all the animals around, so sometimes it's a little bit of work to keep it clean here, but I try my best. And I will say, it's very easy to make something look Instagram worthy or very nice for YouTube, but I like to keep it a little bit real. So of course I try to clean it up, but yeah, I live here and everything gets used, so it doesn't always look perfect, but yeah, I will show you around. So yeah guys, this is it. Where you guys are at over now, I put my tripod right next to the door, so you saw me entering the tiny house, and then I put the tripod down. So you are at the far end of the tiny house at the door, and this is all it is actually. That's the convenience about having a tiny home. It's tiny and I love it very much, and it's I spend most of my time outdoors anyway, so it's perfect for me, and I love having a tiny cozy space. So yeah, for me it's perfect. But I can show you around real quick, because this over here is the kitchen area. You can see that door over there. That's a storage room. It used to be an extra bedroom, but I'm alone, so I don't use an extra bedroom. So that's a mess over there. It's storage, and I just put everything in there, and yeah, it's a complete mess. But this is actually, yeah, it's where I live. I have some clothing here. I will put away quickly so you can see how it goes. I just throw it in there, and I will clean it up later. But this is my tiny house. We have a very nice couch over here. I will show everything a little bit better later, but so you understand the layout. Couch over there, my desk table over there, where I do a lot of my work behind the laptop, but also when I do some clay work, or when I make candles, or when I make soap, or when I try to draw something. It's always over here because the view is very nice. I don't know if you can see it from over there, but the view of the trees, and behind the trees you can see the pond and then the field. So view from this window is amazing. The view from my kitchen window is also very nice. I will show you in a second. We have the television over here. So table over here. I have some horse stack over here. That's Bounty saddle. I have a small freezer in the corner there, where I keep some things that needs to be frozen. Then I have this closet thing over here where I put my clay things in to dry. I have a gas stove. Let me show you a little bit more. So yeah, this is better. Sink. Oh, the view from my kitchen window. You can see the horses walking there. There's one of the fields over there. So in summertime I'm not really able to see them that good because they are behind the trees, but for now you can see small Oya over there. And of course Bounty and Coco are behind the stable there. They like their privacy, I guess. But not a bad view at all. I love standing here, making my breakfast, just looking out the window. And yeah, there's some eggs there, coffee, oats, gas stove, fridge over there. Then of course, very important, because in winter time it can get quite cold here, and I just don't have enough electricity to heat the whole place. So I really need the wood stove, it's very important. Then some storage here, television, me, horse stack. This is bounty stack, table area. You can see the view over here. Of course it's more beautiful in summertime, but right now it's not too bad. With the pond over there, trees, fields. Then this is where I dry my clay stuff. These need to be painted. I look very proud of that one. Yeah, I'm going to paint these candle holders. And these are some things I took with me when I was traveling. The drone, of course. And some more storage underneath there. Small freezer. Because when you live in a tiny home, you will soon realize, look at you guys, you will soon realize you don't have a lot of space. And I don't really need a lot of space to live in because I'm alone and I spend most of my time outdoors, and I don't mind a small cozy place to live, but I do have stuff, especially because I like to make things. So I like to make things with clay, and I like to make candles, I like to make soap. So I have a lot of stuff. And I also don't have a lot of room for a lot of stuff. So you try to find nice spots to keep your mess at, actually, because most of it is a mess. Well, let me show you a little bit very quickly, because I know how the internet is. That's where you guys were standing. I will show you very quickly. This was the spare bedroom, so this is a mess right now. Excuse me, guys. I will show you quickly. You can see it's a mess, but I'm not hiding anything from you, because I know how YouTube can be like. Then I get comments like, oh, what's in the secret room? What do you keep there? Oh, this room, this one is my bedroom. This one is a bathroom, so I have everything here. I do have a bedroom. It's very small, of course. So let me show you again. Toilet, shower, all my stuff over there. So it is a very, very small room, but I have everything I need here. So yeah. Everything I need, but very small. This is actually the only room that I would like to be a little bit bigger, but it is alright for now. It's just, yeah, the only room I would like to be a little bit bigger. The rest of the rooms are fine. I love the tiny house itself, but this bathroom, yeah, it could be a little bit bigger, but I don't think I'm ever going to do that. It's just the way it is. And then I'll show you. This is my bedroom. I have some clothing over here. I made a rails. It's actually a rail for curtains. But I'm not using it for curtains right now. I'm using it for my clothing because I don't have a lot of space. You can see I use this to the maximum. This is actually a little bit too full, but just don't look at it. And this is clothing storage. And then, oh, something really nice to show you guys. You can see, of course, Zeno lives with me, but you don't see him right now. He's nowhere to be found, but he has his own room. That's why this curtain is here. So of course I want to give him a little bit of privacy, but maybe I can show you quickly. Hey! Oh, he's sleeping. Hey! Hey, buddy. So yeah, Zenny has his own room in my room. And he sleeps a lot because of his age. He is 15 years old, so he sleeps a lot. But he has his own curtain, so especially in winter time he really needs it because it keeps him warm in there. He gets like, oh, I do have a small heating device over here, very small, doesn't use a lot of power, but he needs it in winter time. So I can give him a lot of heat and it stays under there so he can keep warm. This clothing over here because I don't have a lot of storage, so you do things like this to keep your clothes nice. Yeah, it's a small bedroom, but it's fine for me. You can see this nice picture of Bounty in wintertime. A bed, it's quite nice bed. Clothes, more clothing of course. And I do have a mirror over here so I can see what I'm wearing. Hey guys. Oh, you can also see how extremely dirty the mirror is right now. Yeah, I forgot to clean that. But just keeping it realistic, I think. So yeah, that's my tiny house. That's actually all there is about it. And the thing I love the most is just the place it's at, of course. I spend so much time outdoors, and I love the fact that I can just look outside the window and watch the horses. I can just sit here and work here and look at that view. So it's perfect for me, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I know I'm very lucky to be able to live this way. And I do feel lucky, of course, but for me, yeah, this is just perfect. I love looking outside, seeing this amazing view, especially in summertime, because in wintertime it can be a little bit difficult because I don't have enough power to heat the whole tiny house. So you need to carry wood in here, need to keep the stove on. Yeah, it's quite a bit of work in wintertime, but also just the experience also in wintertime. I really love it. So I love spending time here, lighting the candles, lighting the stove, just enjoy the warm and cozy feeling. And yeah, it's perfect for me. I wouldn't want it any other way. So for me, it's living a dream, really. And now spring is here, and with everything, with the nice weather, it's just amazing to live in a tiny home, such a nice spot in nature. So yeah, it's perfect. Oh, there's something else I like to show you. The view here, you can see, let me zoom in a little bit, some chickens over there, because chicken run is actually over there. So the chickens also walk around here. So I have not only view of the horses there, but also chickens over there. So it's not too bad spending time just looking out of the window, being outside, enjoying these things like watching Bounty enjoying herself, becoming very, very dirty Bounty. Yes. So I can just keep an eye on them. I love just standing here and watching them go about their day. Oh, look at that horse. It's just these small things I love about this. And she's giving a whole show for you guys. Oh, she's extremely dirty. But it's just a horse being a horse, I guess. So if she's happy, I'm happy. I'm very happy with everybody that's watching, leaving nice comments. It makes my day to read all the nice comments. So yeah, you guys make me very happy. This video, not a lot of action, but next week's video will be completely different again. I will probably spend most of my time outdoor doing some outdoor projects. So if you want to keep in touch with me and see all the other things I do, feel free to subscribe. It makes me really happy to see everybody joining in to see my journey. So subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. And thank you for watching.